After 15 years of marriage, my wife brought back a pair of twins. Don't worry, I just fulfilled Sue Kibby AI's dream. The children are raised under my name, and you are also their father. This way, my parents can have an explanation. I watched this woman who had been with me for 15 years turn around and leave, disappearing from my world forever. After 15 years of marriage, I was still a little stunned when I received a call from the international school. An enthusiastic female voice came from the phone. I have sent the registration information of Gu Shiyuan and Gu Shiyu to your email. Mr. Gu will check it. If it is confirmed to be correct, just submit it directly. My heart was pounding and I was about to deny it, but I said him softly. After hanging up the phone, I immediately checked my email and saw the name Gu's EHIN in the mother's column. My mind went blank. The father of the child was her first love, Zhu Kebi AI. The huge shock made me unable to recover for a long time. After confirming the news, I went straight to Gu's EHIN's company, eager to know the truth. When I arrived at the door, the secretary was shocked when she saw me. Sir, why are you here? Secretary Lin has been dealing with me for more than a day or two, but it was the first time that she looked so panicked. I just nodded. I'm just passing by. Let me go in and take a look. As I was about to go in, Secretary Lin immediately stopped me. Sir, there are guests inside. I chuckled. What guests? I can't see them. Secretary Lin, are you sure you want to stop me? Secretary Lin was firm and silent. His attitude said it all. I pushed Secretary Lin aside and went straight in. Guzi H. Ayen suddenly turned her head, hung up the phone in a hurry, and motioned Secretary Lin to go out. Oh, why are you here? Did you miss me? Seeing that she was still acting, I sneered and threw the printed information in front of her. Give me an explanation. Seeing the registration information, Guzi H. Ayen's face turned pale, and then she took a deep breath. It was just an accident. Chen Yu, you are my husband. There is no doubt about that, but there are two children. In response to her, I slapped her in the face. I hit her head with all my strength and it tilted to one side, and soon it became red and swollen. Kuzi Hin, you lied to me. Did I not want to have a baby? You know the reason. My tense nerves suddenly exploded, and my anger was beyond words. Kuzi Hin panted, and her eyes became gentle from fierce. It's my fault, but Chen Yu, we are not ordinary people, and two children can't shake your identity. Why? I looked up and asked. If the school hadn't called me, how long would you have kept it from me? They're all 12 years old. Why is it 12 years old? 13 years ago, Guzi Hin went abroad for a year of research, and it turned out that she went to give birth to a child for Zukebi Ai. Guzi Hin came to hug me, but I pushed her away. Don't touch me. Her eyes dimmed, and she said in some pain, Chen Yu, I know I was wrong about this. I just fulfilled Zukebi Ai's dream of being a father. That year when you had an accident, my mother forced me to divorce. It was Zhao, PBA, I who found me and said he could help me, and I agreed. Don't worry, mister. Ku is still you, and it can only be you. I took a step back, extremely disappointed. Guzi Hin, you disappoint me so much. I shook my head and turned away. Guzi Hin hesitated to talk and finally did not catch up. In the early days of Guzi Hin and I starting a business, he offended someone, and the other party sent thugs to cause trouble. I blocked a knife for him. That knife did not take my life, but it deprived me of my right to be a father. At that time, my mother-in-law did have a lot of complaints about me, and Guzi Hin was caught in the middle, torn. But for some reason, she suddenly stopped urging, and now I know that she already had her first grandson. Poor me was kept in the dark, and I thought I was so happy, but I was really stupid. After returning home, I quickly sorted out our common property, including shares, and asked a lawyer to draft a divorce agreement. Then I packed up my things, threw away my wedding ring, and left directly. Guzi Hin cheated on me. Didn't she think that I would be trapped by the identity of Mr. Gu? I will never want someone who cheated on me again. After marrying Guzi Hin, I retreated behind the scenes, but this does not mean that I'm incompetent. I called my assistant and said, we can start the overseas project we talked about last time. We will do it on our own and will not have anything to do with Gu's company. Brother-in-law, mister. Guzi Hin has an illegitimate child. Make sure to divide it. The assistant was shocked, but he immediately started to do it. There are too many things between us. Guzi Hin wants to save face, but she still wants to hold me. How could it be possible? My heart was stabbed. Guzi Hin's words were like a sharp weapon, stabbing directly into my heart, overturning all my elegance and indifference over the years. I found a lawyer to discuss the divorce. I asked someone to privately investigate Su Kebi on the two children. As expected, Guzi Hin protected them very well, but I didn't expect her to put them in the Blue Sea manner. When I saw the information, my heart was tightly clenched again. After 15 years of marriage, Guzi Hin's heart changed from the day I got into trouble. It's hard for her to act with me for more than 10 years, wandering between two families, enjoying the joy of family life, while keeping me in the dark. I smiled bitterly, and the pain from deep in my heart spread quickly, and I felt more and more unbearable. I was about to make a call when Guzi Hin came back and saw me sitting on the ground with the divorce agreement in front of me. Guzi Hin was furious. Shinchanu, you want a divorce? Just for those two children? I thought I had made it clear enough, and my parents already knew about it. You still want a divorce, threatening me, right? At this moment, my heart was hurting and I was sweating. I couldn't say a word. I just wanted to go to the hospital, so my face turned pale and I whispered, "Send me to the hospital." Guzi Hin was silent, and I looked up at her. I said, "Send me to the hospital first." She realized that something was wrong with me and was about to come over when her cell phone rang. Guzi Hin just took a look and answered the phone immediately. It was from the hospital. Two children were injured, and I had to go there immediately. Come back and tell me if there is anything. She turned and rushed out, and I couldn't hold on any longer, so I subconsciously called emergency rescue. When I woke up again, I was in the hospital. The doctor held the checkup sheet and told me it was a sudden myocardial infarction. If you had come a few minutes later, you would have died. I was terrified. I almost died. If I hadn't held on and called for help, I would have really died. When I thought about how Guzi Hin almost watched me die, but went to find her two illegitimate children outside, my heart gradually turned cold and I became more determined to leave. After the doctor left, I sat up and glanced at my phone. There was no call from Guzi Hin, not even a text message. At this time, a night had passed since she left. A new day, and I will start a new life. After 3 days in the hospital, I was discharged. After completing the formalities, I met Guzi Hin in the hospital lobby. Next to her was a girl with similar facial features. She held her hand tightly and refused to let go. "Mom, don't leave me, okay? Okay, I'll come over after I finish the formalities for you." She looked up and saw me. A trace of panic flashed across her face, and then she walked towards me. "Chengyu, why are you here? Can't I come? I told you not to worry about the child." Mr. Gu's identity will not be shaken. Gu Shiyu on the side suddenly burst into tears. "You are a bad person. You robbed my mother and made my father sad. You are a bad person. Get out of here, get out of here." She came up and pushed me hard. I staggered and the pain in my heart came again. Everyone around was pointing and talking. Guzi Hin said nothing and looked ugly. I went up and slapped her in the face. Gu Shiyu is knocked to the ground. Guzi Hin was angry. "Shan Chengyu, are you crazy? He is just a child. How can you hit him?" It turns out that men who have never given birth to children are cruel. Guzi Hin's words were like a sharp blade stabbing into my heart. I couldn't help but sneer. "Yes, I am cruel, but I can't stop you from being a cheapskate." "That's enough." Gu Shiyu pulled Guzi Hin and cried softly, "Mom, don't be angry. It's all my fault. I'm just sad. Dad said that you will be with us sooner or later, but this uncle always pesters you. I just want Mom to be with us." I clapped my hands. "You are worthy of being Kebi Ai's daughter is just like him. She is a good green tea." Guzi A couldn't help it. "Have you had enough? He is just a child." I was pushed back by her. A surge of anger came up, and facing Gushi's smug eyes, I slapped Guzi Hin again with my backhand. "Guzi Hin, take care of your illegitimate daughter. Before I get divorced, keep an eye on bastard. The upper beam is not straight, and the lower beam is crooked. I, Sheng Hang Yu, am not a good man and a believer." I don't care about this kind of trip. I will beat anyone who hurts me. After the beating, I turned and left. Behind me was Gu Shiyu's scream, Gu's AI Yan scolding, and the discussions of the onlookers. I didn't care about them all. But I didn't see what was wrong with the little guy. Silk 12BA, I wanted to use the child to force me to do what he wanted. On that day, the news of Gu's Yan's extramarital affair spread all over the internet, and photos of Zook, Ebi AI, and the twins were also exposed. My mother-in-law called me and scolded me. Shen Changyu, you can't give birth yourself, and you won't let my daughter give birth? How dare you do this to Shiyu? Get back here and apologize. Apologize, you bitchin' bastard. I was wrong to scold you. I'll go to court if I have anything to say. Old lady, you've had too many good days. Let Guzi Yan clean her neck and wait. I hung up the phone first and asked the lawyer to sue directly. I was not idle during these 3 days. I would not give away a penny of the common property between Guzi Yan and me. I even took the lead in controlling the direction of public opinion. Tsukobuki, I appeared on camera and cried that he was not a mistress, but was beaten to a pulp by my marriage certificate. I also exposed the emails I received in my mailbox. He has been a mistress for more than 10 years, and there are too many loopholes. Even if Guzi Yan said that it was just fulfilling his dream of becoming a father, I would not believe it. If you want to be a father, just go to the sperm bank. Guzi Yan came back 3 days later. She looked a little resentful and a little tired. Shen Xiangyu, are you satisfied? I arranged for the children to go abroad, and I also sent Zukebi AI away as you wish. I apologize publicly now. Can you help me once? I looked at Guzi Yan. Until now, she felt that I was too strong and could not tolerate the children. I scolded. Guzi Yan, do you think I care about the identity of Mr. Gu? I know you only care about me. Now the danger is resolved. The company collapsed, and you are not easy. Chen Yu, she stepped forward and held my hand. Help me clarify. How to clarify? Guzi Yan's face was happy. Just say that we divorced a long time ago. I was stunned when I heard it, looking at Guzi Yan, and suddenly laughed. Okay, sign it. I handed over the agreement, and Guzi Yan's face was gloomy. I don't want a divorce. I just want to protect them, unsolve the company crisis, right? Sign it so that they can believe it. Guzi Yan hesitated again and again, and finally signed it. She didn't even have time to look at the specific content. After signing, she came forward and wanted to hug me, but I let her go, let her go. Let's keep our distance. Guzi Yan, I can't accept it now. Her hands froze, then she nodded and went to the guest room. I handed the divorce agreement to the lawyer, and I was relieved. If I left him, we would never see each other again. Guzi Yan seemed to have forgotten that I, Shen Xiangyu, have always been a person who does what I say. She thought that I signed the divorce agreement just to promise her to help her cover up the truth, but I would never wrong myself. In the evening, Gu's group issued a notice, and Guzi Yan specially posted our divorce agreement. I laughed. She really couldn't wait. It doesn't matter. I took out the divorce agreement and tagged her. Free, do not disturb. Then blocked her. Guzi Yan sighed outside the door. I knew she couldn't sit still, but I still didn't open the door. After hesitating for a few minutes, her footsteps became farther and farther, and the sound of the door closing isolated each other's voices. Medicine speculated that there was only a divorce agreement, no divorce certificate. Zukebi, I still couldn't see anyone. I could get a divorce, but Zukebi, I couldn't enter the Gu family's door. As soon as I woke up, I booked a flight to France. Before leaving, I sold all my shares and then entrusted a lawyer to Suzuki, the BI, demanding that he return the common property of the couple. According to Gu's Yan's ability, the divorce certificate was just a matter of minutes. I cooperated with her to get the money, but I would not let Zukebi go. After all this was done, I flew abroad. On the day I left, Guzi Yan returned to the old house early in the morning. The two children were not used to living there and made a fuss to come back. Mrs. Gu was reluctant to let them go and took them back. When Madame Gu saw her, she kept on talking. I've said it before, Shen Xiangyu is not a good man. You insisted on having him at the beginning, and what happened? Now it's turned out like this. The child has been wronged, and you have also been affected. Now you're divorced. You should quickly marry Zoe. Tebi AI. Guzi Yan was very annoyed. Mom, what did you say? Chen Yu is willing to cooperate with me to help the company I over the difficulties. Didn't we agree to let them live outside for a while to avoid the limelight? Why did you bring them back? What else? Shi was beaten last time and is still having nightmares. Shi Yuan was laughed at by others. When have the children of our Gu family ever suffered such grievances? Okay, Mom, let's talk about it later. The company has just stabilized. Shen Yu is not the type to be bullied. If you really piss him off, then it will be a dead end and none of us will get any benefit. Mrs. Gu rolled her eyes in anger, waved her hand, and held the two children in her arms. Guzi Yan, let me tell you, my two good children are the hope of the Gu family. If Shen Changyu dares to do it again in the future, I will definitely not be polite. I know I won't. Guzi Yan also felt that I was too radical, but it was Gu Shiyu who went too far that day. But Shiyu can't be so rude in the future. Gu Shiyu pouted, Mrs. Gu defended her, or Shiyu is right. For more than 10 years, Shen Yu has been standing in Mr. Gu's position, and she should have given up her position long ago. Mrs. Gu is still forcing her, and Guzi Yan had a headache. She had asked me to cooperate, but my mother still couldn't do it. She had already thought about it and had issued a divorce agreement. After she settled down, she would act according to the circumstances. Guzi Yan rubbed her tired brows, thinking about buying some gifts for me after returning. At this time, I was hiding in the corner. Seeing this scene, he couldn't help but look ugly. It's been 12 years. Their children are so big, and Guzi Yan still remembers me in her heart. What's so good about him? Zokabi bit his lips tightly, feeling unbalanced, but it was useless. He could only please his future mother-in-law. After Guzi Yan came out of the old house, she went straight to the mall and chose a pink diamond. She remembered that my favorite thing was to collect diamonds. At that time, we had no money. She gave me a plain ring, which made me happy for a long time. After careful selection, Guzi Yan returned home with pink diamonds and flowers. The house was dark. I should be at home at this time. Where did I go? Chen Yu? No response. We have been married for 15 years and have been living here. Everything in the house is my shadow. Turn on the light, it's cold and deserted, as if something is missing. She looked around and finally found that my things were gone. This made Guzi Yan have a mission in her heart. She hurried to the room. My side of the closet was empty, and her heart sank. Guzi Yan quickly took out her cell. Onan called my number, but found that it was no longer in service. She shuddered suddenly and quickly called Secretary Lin. Check where Shan Yu went, quickly. How come his number was no longer at service? Guzi panic grew stronger and stronger, thinking about the day when she persuaded me to cooperate with her divorce. My face was full of disappointment, and when I found out that she had a child, the lost and dead eyes under the rage seemed to be looking through her at my younger self. At that time, she and I were so much alike. After knowing that I was infertile, Guzi Yan never thought of giving up, but she broke her promise so quickly. Guzi Yan slapped herself twice, and at this time Secretary Lin called. Mr. Gu, we have found out that the husband went abroad, but his whereabouts are unknown since then. No matter what the cost, you must find Chen Yu. Go quickly. Guzi Yan roared, and the whole person was about to collapse. She wanted to know clearly why I was really willing to let her go and let go of the relationship I had with her for so many years. When Guzi Yan was looking for me everywhere, I had already gone overseas with the team to fight and negotiate. It was 5 months later when everything was ready. The branch company made a smooth transition. My assistant and I encountered a lot of trouble when we were abroad, but everything is difficult at the beginning. It was not until this time that we were completely stable. The young assistant and I lay on the beach, basking in the sun and drinking cocktails, and I couldn't help but sigh. I didn't expect that I would have this day. I can't even imagine the beauty on the beach with blue sky and white clouds. Never thought about having a cross-border love. I couldn't help but laugh. Forget about cross-border love. It's okay to take a look and feast your eyes. I don't want to get married yet. Who said it's marriage? Having a relationship is also okay. Look at you. You are rich and handsome, and the other person is so young and energetic. No matter what he wants from you, it happens that you have it. It's just a relationship, no big deal. I laughed when I heard that. I turned around and saw a figure staggering towards me not far away. My smile stopped abruptly. The assistant seemed to see that something was wrong with me. When he turned around and saw the person coming, he was immediately surprised. Guzi H. I Yan, why did he find me? I didn't reveal your whereabouts. I patted him. It was not difficult for Guzi H. Yan to find me, but she was slower than I thought. It took her 5 months to find my whereabouts. She staggered and stumbled over. When she saw me, she suddenly pounced forward and knelt in front of me. This action scared me, Guzi H. Yan. It's not the New Year or other festivals. Why are you kneeling down to me? I'm not your elder. It's too much. My ridicule made Guzi H. Yan shake her head. She said seriously, Shenyu, can you go back with me? I looked at her as if I was looking at a mentally retarded person. Go back? Guzi H. Yan, do you want me to go back and watch my father? Sorry, I'm not interested. No, I said. I have sent the 2 children abroad, and Zhou Babier, I was also driven away by me. Please don't be angry anymore. Don't leave me again, okay? I can't stand this torture. She held my hand and begged bitterly. I looked at her. Guzi H. Yan in front of me, who had not seen me for only 5 months, had lost weight. It seemed that she had taken special care of herself before coming, but she was usually noble and cold. But now she was haggard. Now she looked really embarrassed. I didn't want to say too much, just shook my head at her. It's too late. Everything is too late. Don't forget, we have officially announced our divorce. No, we haven't got the divorce certificate yet. We just signed the divorce agreement. I sneered. Guzi H. Yan, have you forgotten? Money makes the devil push the mill, and the divorce certificate has been obtained long ago. Your copy is probably in the hands of Mrs. Gu. Why don't you go back and ask Mrs. Gu contacted me the first month I came abroad. I flew back to get the divorce certificate, and now I am really single. But Guzi H. Yan didn't give up. No, I want to start over with you. We have been married for 15 years, Chen Yu. I don't believe you are so cruel. Just say no. I felt a little ridiculous. It was obviously her who gave up first, and it was meaningless to say these things now. I pushed her away and left. Guzi H. Yan wanted to come over, but was stopped by my bodyguard. She didn't think that I dared to come to a foreign country alone without any preparation, right? Guzi H. Yan was like a clingy person wandering around the hotel and my residence, and even to the company. When she saw that my assistant and I had opened our own company, she frowned immediately. She stopped me when I was getting off work. Chen Yu, I knew that you would live a good life after you divorced me, but I still want to tell you that you are the only man in my life. The business of your company is similar to mine. Chen Yu, you still love me, right? I was speechless. You and Zhu can't be after children, and you still say that I'm the only man. Guzi H. Yan, stop being disgusting, okay? And Guzi H. Yan's face suddenly darkened. No, I have no feelings for him. I just want a child. The doctor said at the time that you can't give birth, but the Gu family can't an heir. I have no choice. I glanced at her and asked the bodyguards to separate her. Then I took a photo and sent it to Zook, Kebi AI and Mrs. Gu. They took action soon. A week later, Guzi H. Yan completely disappeared from my sight. I didn't take it seriously. Anyway, she and I would have nothing to do with each other from then on. As long as she didn't come to bother me, I might pretend that I didn't know, but if she her asked me again, I would be sorry. After she left, I also resumed my normal life. A year later, I returned to China with my assistant. On the first day after returning to China, I saw the news that Guzi H. Yan was married. I couldn't help but laugh. In the end, she married Zakabi AI, but it was just a post. I made an announcement but didn't make a big fuss. Well, I'm already this old, and it doesn't seem appropriate to do it again. I shook my head and said nothing. I just went straight to the company with my assistant. I didn't expect that the first project after returning would be competing with Guzi H. Yan. After learning all this, I couldn't help but feel the desire to win. Apart from anything else, I must win against Guzi H. Yan. I had already transferred my shares before, and Guzi H. Yan suffered heavy losses. Now, when we meet again, she is naturally not my opponent, but she still dares to come to me. Guzi H. Yan attended in a gorgeous dress, looking like a successful person, and she was completely different from the last time I met her. See me. Guzi H. Yan nodded. Mr. Xuan Lamar. Gu, what's the matter, Mr. Shen Heng? I have been trying to make an appointment with you, but I just made an appointment today. Mr. Shen is really a busy person. I looked down at the document. It's okay. The company's performance is pretty good. There was a hint of stagnation in the air. Kuza Yan moved her body and changed her sitting position. I heard that Mr. Xiaohao is also competing for the Huaxi project. I wonder if you are interested in cooperating with me. It is better for the companies to join forces than for one of them to fight alone. I couldn't help but raise my eyebrows when I heard that, but I think I can definitely win. Guzi Yan, your current situation is worse than I thought. Although I'm abroad, I also know about everything in China. There are quite a few complaints about your marriage to Zhu Kebi AI in the company. Apart from anything else, even if Gu competes with me alone, I am afraid they can't beat me. It's all true. The projects of the overseas branch in the past 2 years have made me earn a lot of money. My company is well known, and when Guzi Yan and I were together before, the old customers we talked became friends with me. Guzi Yan has been raising a mistress outside for more than 10 years, and her illegitimate child is so big now. Now she dares to talk to me about strong alliance. To be honest, I really don't like it. I unceremoniously revealed Guzi Yan's true face. Her face suddenly darkened and she could only gather her clothes. You understand the domestic investment environment. You can't play it. I know you have some complaints about my marriage to Zook AI, but the children are grown up and they need a father. I just want to make them feel at ease. If you are unhappy, I can. Guzi Yan. I interrupted her directly. No matter what you Unzook AI are like, it has nothing to do with me at the moment. You have to know that we are already strangers. I pointed in the direction of the door. It's okay, you can leave. Shen Yu, do you have to treat me like this? We are husband and wife after all? You must be like this. Guzi Yan, be decent. Guzi Yan's face was a little ugly, but she didn't say anything, clenched her fists, turned around and left. It seems that this woman is still living in the past. What's wrong with the investment environment? As long as you can seize the opportunity, anyone can make money. After she left, the assistant came over. Brother, we have contacted the people over at West China, and we can sign the contract after the plan is finalized in the next 2 days. Is Guzi Yan still dreaming? Doesn't he know that what is being compared now is speed and strength? I shrugged. Even the assistant understands, but Guzi Yan doesn't. I can only say that she is really out of date. Help me make an appointment with these people for dinner. I'm back, and I have to walk away with some relationships. I am serious about maintaining customer relations. If Guzi Yan wants to fight with me, she has to see if I am willing to play with her. At this time, who will win and who will lose is just a matter of thought, and I will never be on the same side with her. But I didn't expect that before Guzi Yan had time to show the flag with me, a fire broke out in the backyard. The scene of her quarrel with Suki BA, I was filmed and posted on the internet, which immediately made netizens go up. Under the cover of night, Guzi Yan and Suki I stood on the street and zapped her, which made Guzi Yan very angry, and she was furious and scolded him. Netizens' mouths were more poisonous than each other, didn't you say, Rulov? How can you hit someone as a mother of a child? If you cheat on your marriage, you must go to the end even if you kneel. Don't divorce and harm others. Brother Yu is still straightforward. If the scumbag girl says no, then she doesn't want it. Now it's more important to set up a company and make money. Brother Yu, don't go back to eat this rotten meal. I was happy and publicly stated, I will never go back to eat rotten meals. My response also made netizens feel happy, and I took the opportunity to take a closer look at the old customers and even who she gave us the project. After the news came out, many people in the industry began to inquire about who I was. When they learned that I was Guzi Yan's ex-husband, They immediately laughed and made fun of Guzi Hin, and even openly mocked Zhu Kebi at the cocktail party. When has Zhu Kebi ever been treated like this? He is Guzi Hin's first love. At the beginning, they broke up because they were not well matched in Mrs. Gu looked down on them. Later, he gotten because of his child, but he has not made any progress over the years. In this circle, he relies on his mother's status. With connections and family background, he couldn't help Guzi Hin, but when faced with these ridicules, he couldn't smile calmly, and his face visibly darkened. I disagree with this. Just be yourself and make money. Everything else is just passing clouds. But Zuke Bai couldn't figure it out and complained to Guzi Hin, relying on the fact that he had a child. When he complained, I stood not far away unwatched. Seeing that Guzi Hin's face was getting uglier and uglier, he finally yelled at him, and everyone looked over. Guzi Hin's face was gloomy, and he turned around and laughed. Everyone talked about it. Look, how long has he been married? And he's already like this. What's the point of being married longer? It's obvious that he is not presentable. He knows how to let his children fight for the Gu family's property for those trivial things all day long. What is the Gu family? They're all smart people. Yes, even Shen Shengyu was not liked by them at that time. Someone signaled the person who was speaking to be careful. After all, I was in the venue. The man curled his lips, turned his head and saw me, with a flattering look on his face. I was not angry either. What he said was actually not wrong. In front of Mrs. Gu, I was looked down upon by her because I could not have children, so I was regarded as a sinner of the Gu family. But when I came back, the wind direction had completely changed. I became a decisive and ruthless business upstart, and Guzi Hin's company was getting worse and worse. I was the protagonist of this cocktail party. After the news came out, Guzi Hin never came to see me again, but Mrs. Gu took the initiative to find me. We made an appointment in the coffee shop downstairs of the company. When we met again, Mrs. Gu was still elegant, but the look in her eyes when she looked at me was full of humility. I heard that you were back a long time ago. I haven't seen you for so long, and you are still the same. I heard that you have been doing well recently. Very good. I sipped the coffee gently. No one forced me, so I naturally have nothing to worry about. Mrs. Gu's face flashed with an unnatural look, and she sighed. I thought that by bringing Zilk Kebi in, the two children would have someone to take care of them, and Zhin's family of three would live in harmony, and everything would be fine. That I didn't expect that he was a troublesome person. He instigated the two children to make trouble with me, asking for money and houses. I didn't expect that he was so ambitious and even wanted shares. Cheng, after thinking about it, you are still the most suitable for Zhin. I regret a little. I shouldn't have asked them to get married. Can you come back? I promise to give you the company, okay? I was a little stunned. Give it to me. Well, I think Zhin can't compare with you now. All the shares of Gu's will be given to you, and you will be a director, as long as you and Zhin remarry. I looked at her in disbelief. Madame Gu, you are joking. They are already married. They are just going through the motions and haven't even got the certificate. They are not a real couple. Even the two children are only temporarily registered under my name, and I have not given them any substantial inheritance rights. She held my hand. Chengyu, you are still the best after all these years. You have been wholeheartedly working for this family. I really regret it. I didn't expect that the arrogant old lady would now be so humble to me. I laughed, withdrew my hand calmly, and shook my head. It's too late. What? She was astonished. Are you married? I'm not married. I put down the coffee cup, but I will never look back. Excuse me for being blunt, but Guzi Hin is not worthy of me at all. She was stunned for a moment, her face ugly, and I slightly curled the corners of my mouth. The Gu family's affairs should be resolved by yourselves. After all, I'm just an outsider. After saying that, I got up and left. She sat there for a long time, unable to come back to her senses. I stared indignant at her. No one in this world would wait for anyone in the same place. Not to mention that from the moment she betrayed me, I never thought about getting back together with her. After this incident, Guzi Hin never had the face to come to me again. Xianzu Kebi quarreled and made a scene, and they didn't even get a certificate, but it had nothing to do with me. After several projects were completed, I also gave myself a long vacation and flew directly abroad to travel. As soon as I left, my assistant called me and said that Guzi Yan was coming to see me, but when she learned that I was leaving, she collapsed immediately. I didn't pay any attention to it. Guzi Yan and I will never meet again in this life. Let's live our lives in peace. Guzi Yan came to see me several times later, but unfortunately, it was not a coincidence that I went abroad or I went out to travel again. I never saw her again after that. After several encirclement and suppressions, Guzi Yan finally couldn't bear it anymore and had to retire as an ordinary shareholder. Naturally, her income was not as good as before. Gossip news often saw scenes of their quarrels, and they didn't separate even if they fought to the hospital. After the two children grew up, they often got into trouble. They changed schools several times, and Guzi Yan was exhausted. I never saw her again. Even though we lived in the same city, Guzi Yan never showed up again because she was too embarrassed to see me. The gap between us became bigger and bigger, and Guzi Yan finally realized that I really didn't want her anymore. In this life, I just want to live for myself and be the master of my own life.